back to the Milwaukee Show, and today we are going to be talking about one of the matchups, and actually the first matchup of the Stanley Cup playoffs we will be getting to see tomorrow is the St. Louis Blues, the second seed wildcard team, against the number one team in the NHL this season, the President's Trophy winners, the first in the Central Division, the Winnipeg Jets in the first round, and I think this is going to be an extremely fun matchup, and it's going to be a really telling one too. I think this is going to be a perfect telling of where these teams are actually going to go. What kind of team we're going to see out of both of them, right? Because both of these teams have giant question marks on them, right? And that is just the facts, right? Because Winnipeg's going into this one first on the power play, first in goals for, third in goals for, first in goals against, letting the least amount of goals against them this season, led by Connor Hellebuck, having like the most active wins in a season of any goaltender right now by like a landslide, I think, with what was it, 44 47? I can't remember freaking now, I'm an idiot, but something like that, with their amazing Vezina winning goaltender at the forefront, right? With amazing depth, amazing defense, just a all around amazing team. But they come into it with a giant big question mark of, are they a playoff team? Because if you look at them last season, and the year before that especially, like the last 2 years, the last 2-ish, 3-ish years, right? The Jets have not been a playoff contender. They just haven't been, especially last season being just blown out 4-1 by the Vegas Golden Knights was not a pretty look. They looked abysmal against them. And it wasn't even close. The Jets just were not a good team at all. They did not look like a team that went in looking like a fierce competitor. I think it was also the first seed, right? Yeah, like the Jets were not that team, and Connor Hellebuck looked like a bum. The defense looked like a bunch of bums, and the offense was nothing there to make the Vegas Golden Knights play defense at all. So the Blues, are they a playoff team? I don't know. The Blues, I think I said the Blues, the Jets. But the St. Louis Blues, though, right? Coming into this looking like a second-time team of destiny. They did all the right moves, all the right potions, the right hexes and spells or whatever to make the curse happen on the NHL again, to remake the 2019 season, right? Where they have Jordan Binnington in net looking like an absolute stud, coming off his big Canada win, looking like truly like the Binnington that we used to know. Robert Thomas has gotten the most points of any guy since the Four Nations playoffs, and of course they had the 12-game winning streak. They come into this one 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. And it is an interesting, like, this team is the team of destiny. Like, they have all those pieces again. They got some young blood like Robert Thomas was when the Blues won that championship. Now they got it in Dylan Holloway, in Bolduc. They got Jake Neighbors. They have all the, like, it's literally a resemblance of that team once again. And it's like, maybe it is that time again. Maybe it is once again the St. Louis Blues season. And the question is that recent success going to carry into this playoffs? Because unlike a team like Dallas, who've gotten cold at the way worst time, the St. Louis Blues have gotten super hot at the right time. And super recently, too, and it has not tapered off at all, right? They had their 12-game wins, and they went on like a 3-game little losing streak against some tough competition. And then they've been on winning again. So it is not like they were hot for a second and they're cold since. It has been a constant wave of being pretty damn good. So my question, like, those are the two questions that are going to be answered in this round, right? But one thing that makes me really think and really question and feel really more confident in what my true opinion of where this is going to go is Toronto has never been good. They have never made their changes that they've needed to finally overcome that hill. And every single year we make fun of them, right? Every single season, we make fun of them for never changing it up. They stick with the same 4 guys. Maybe they add like 2 depth players that everyone thinks going to change the world, like Ryan Reeves and Max Domi, and nothing happens. And the Winnipeg Jets, are they not the same thing? Trying the same thing over and over again with these stars that dominate the regular season over an 82-game span and then look like bozos in the first round of the playoffs. Not just deep in the playoffs. Not like looking like idiots in the Eastern Conference Finals and then finally getting shown up by a better team. This is the first round where they have the higher seed, and the Jets have done it as well. Maybe not as long as the Maple Leafs have, but the Jets have done it as well. I think they are a well-rounded 82 games team where they play great neutral zone trap defense, great shutdown from the middle, keep things to the outside, and Hellebuck is a damn good goaltender that stops everything. But you never see Connor Hellebuck make those big saves. He is not Andrei Vasilevsky or Carey Price. He has not been Igor Shesterkin or Sergei Bobrovsky, where they need him to show up when they need him, right? When do you see the Jets get challenged that hard in the regular season? And regardless, it's the regular season. That doesn't mean anything for the playoffs. In the playoffs, when have you seen Connor Hellebuck fight and keep this team alive? Because in my personal opinion, I've never seen it. And Jordan Binnington has. And the Blues have been showing, they've been fighting hard to get into this playoff spot. And of course, in the season series, right, 3-1 goes to the Winnipeg Jets. Outscored 11-7 as well. But in my opinion, the St. Louis Blues have a way, way, way better team built for the playoffs. Because they've already shown that recent fight, that fight and grind to get into them. And now they've got Robert Thomas, who is a hard-nosed, great playmaker who can get goals on the board, whether it's himself or if it's his teammates getting the puck from his stick. But he can skate hard, just like and then the leaders, of course, right, for the offense of the Winnipeg Jets. Kyle Connor has been nothing for them in recent playoffs. Scheifele, I think, had led last playoffs in points, but once again, they got shown up by the Vegas Golden Knights, so big deal. So it's over and over again can the Winnipeg Jets truly look like studs? Can they act? Are their studs in the regular season great in the playoffs? And I just don't think so. And recent success of the Blues, their defense, in my opinion, is a lot grindier. Maybe they're not stronger and bigger, but they are definitely more of a, I don't know. It is a tough because but Josh Morrissey in the playoffs. Josh Morrissey is not a playoff defenseman, right? Would you have Josh Morrissey or Cam Fowler? Is an interesting debate. And for me, as a playoffs perspective, in a tight series, in a long, drawn-out series, in my opinion, I really think, in my head, that for the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets, for my prediction for this series is going to be I'm going to say the St. Louis Blues in 6. I think things get started off hot in Winnipeg, and it'll be a tough series. I think it'll be a tough, really good game tomorrow that I think the Blues end up winning. I think the Jets could take it back and tie it up in Game 2, but I think the Blues go in with a lot of momentum, being the lower seed, and the Blues shouting, wanting. I wonder if they'll bring back Gloria. We'll have to see. But if they do, the momentum in that building, I think the Jets get that 2-1, and maybe they even get the 3. And then Winnipeg, and then I think they win it back in St. Louis in Game 6. So that is my opinion. So I'm saying Blues in 6. I think it's led by Jordan Binnington, looking like a star. But really the bigger news is going to be that the defense of the Jets are going to break like they did last year. And Connor Hellebuck, as much as I love Connor Hellebuck, but I really have never seen him show shades of Vasilevsky, of Price, of Ottinger, of Shesterkin or Bobrovsky, or even an Aiden Hill, or Binnington, of a goaltender that when their team needs to bail him out, I just don't see it. And you can disagree with me all you want, but I've never personally seen it in any of the years I've been watching the NHL. He's a great goalie, but he's not that guy that bails you out. He's not that lawyer that they call in Breaking Bad that gets him out of trouble. I just don't see it. So in my opinion, that is where I see things. The Blues in 6, and that's all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this. If you've made it this far, please, I'm begging you, subscribe. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.